Hello and welcome to Who It Could Have Been, where every single week we take a look at a classic actress or actor who are up for a famous role, but for one reason or another, they didn't get it. Would they have been better? Would they have been worse? Or would they have been just plain weird? Cue Kyle joke.
Yeah, kind of like when Demos tried out for the lamp in Aladdin.
I have a lot of magic inside me, buddy.
Oh!
But I'm going to take a look at James Bond. Now, we've looked at him before. We talked about how Sam Neill was once up for the role. And when you think of James Bond in general, the character, what's one of the very first things you think about? Most people probably say that the fact that he's English. He's an English spy. So it's kind of strange when you consider the fact that throughout the last 50 plus years, there have been actors that weren't English in any way. Who are up for the role. George Lazenby, who got the role in Her Majesty's Secret Service, was an Australian underwear model who had never acted before in his life. So they were looking at some interesting possibilities. Well, after, funny enough, Lazenby turned down the role after On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the problem producers looked to a very, very unlikely actor, Burt Reynolds. And to quote Burt Reynolds, I think I could have done it well. In my stupidity, I said, an American can't play James Bond. It has to be an Englishman. Bond, James Bond. Nah, I can't do it. Oops. Yeah, I could have done it. I agree with the first half. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about Burt Reynolds playing James Bond. And if he had played him, should he have played him with the Burt Reynolds stash? Because that's very important in this conversation.
First of all, say yes to the stash, bitch. If you don't, you're doing it wrong. Burt Reynolds without the mustache looks like
Burt Reynolds in Deliverance.
Well, Paul Crewe, I was going to say. At any rate, no, who was ironically modeling underwear in his own way in that film. And he too was dumb enough to turn down that role like Lazenby. Anyways, no, listen, man. So we have, I think we hit the last one I remember recording before this was our conversation about Doc Brown with Jeff Goldblum and Christopher Lloyd and all that. I think this is a very same quandary we have here. Obviously, he has to be British. I'm not here to tell you that Burt Reynolds would have done bad, but nobody would have taken it seriously enough. Not to mention, we both know he's not going to try to do a British accent. Hell no. Smokey doing a British accent. No, just no. Oh, wait, he was the bandit. Damn it. Anyway, I'm better off picturing Jackie Gleason with a British accent. That being said, I'm not here to tell you that's a bad production. I mean, granted, he looks more like Jack Bond in Casino Royale, if you catch my meaning. But I'm not here to tell you he would do bad at it. I feel like it's one of those situations where if he was a secret agent by any other name, it would make a good separate project. He would not be a good James Bond.
So the first thing I wanted to attack was the mustache part of it, but I'll save that. Imagining Burt Reynolds as Bond, no. It's nothing against him because Burt's got some acting chops. You know, he can do some things. He can play smooth. If you need to see him as smooth, look no further than The Longest Yard when he is chained down and in there with the warden's assistant, and he's putting the moves on her to get the game film. Nothing more smooth than getting game film, bitch. but James Bond has a certain level of just panache that you would expect. Now, with regards to the mustache, I've already said that he shouldn't be James Bond. But if he is going to be James Bond, you can't have the mustache. And I was really looking for a way to bring in the song from A Million Ways to Die in the West. Oh, mustache, but I can't. And I know all the lyrics to that song too. Like, it's weird. But no, it wasn't going to work.
6 bullets in the gut. Or just a paper. Oh, sorry. Wrong song. My bad.
Wrong.
By default, the musical.
Don't you do that every year with the out of context?
It's mostly you. I'd miss 1,000 renditions of "You're Welcome," but
what can I say except that?
You got a lot of those.
Not when I'm editing those mother. Listen. Burt Reynolds as James Bond. I do agree with TJ. He can be very, very smooth. And funny enough, he actually co-starred in the Cannonball Run with future James Bond Roger Moore. And basically seeing them together, and you couldn't imagine two opposite incarnations of the character that would have run during the same period. It would have been very interesting. Can you see Burt Reynolds driving an Aston Martin DB5?
No.
I have no problem with an American in general playing Bond. I think it's about time we send some American actors to England to put on some faux English accents. We've had too many of our iconic American actors being played by Brits putting on, and sometimes bad American accents. It's about time there's retribution, but not with Burt Reynolds as much as I love him. And I hate to say Burt Reynolds without the mustache, to me, is like Tom Selleck without the mustache. It feels like part of their anatomy is missing. Unless he had a David Niven-esque mustache, a smaller one, which is distinctly high-class British. I don't see him with that stash, which is very, very American. It is an American trait.
That's an American stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.